Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I can see you are enjoying your coffee and discussing, but I was just thinking, yesterday we had a meeting, faculty meeting, and we were discussing how we are preparing the students with respect to the World Economic Forum skills. And while I was listening to each of the faculty members, I was thinking that while we are doing great things at School of Business, but I would like to also see that, how other schools are doing and what we could learn from them. So maybe, Dr. Kiran, you have, a big school and your batch is probably passing out?
Yes, the first batch coming out.
So, and they would be going for placements. So how do you think you are incorporating these skills?
I believe that students of technology, especially when they are coming out, they need to have specific skills such as technology as core. Along with that, the modern market has been looking forward for them, like they should be self-enthusiastic and motivated to do their jobs. The characters that they are looking for in an individual is not limited to technology itself, and I believe that my saying is applicable to almost every stream of it. But not only the core skills, it is essential that they need to have add-on skills which are part of their particular core skills itself, that covers self-motivation to do a job and close it out. They should not be dependent on always on something else, that they should be self-reliant also at the same time. Beyond that, it is essential that an individual has to show leadership skills. So which encompasses that, in our curriculum is where we have brought in these particular factors, where the student spectrum is going to be passed through along with the core skills, these particular certain phases as well. And I believe that as of now, many of our students, though we have been at the middle of the semester, but many of our students has been already on their particular jobs because of they had these beginning skills itself. And that's what we believe that, as a school, not only as a school, but also as a university, that we are able to facilitate all the requirements. On the same note, there is also a significant role of curriculum as well that has to, because if we are providing student as an add-on, it always will be an add-on. It will not be a mainstream. So I believe that, I may check with Dr. Satya Prasad as well, where how the curriculum is going to be reflected, that these things will also be able to add on that. What do you say, sir?
Yeah, true, Dr. Kiran. Basically, at the School of Liberal Arts and Humanities, we believe in certain competencies, which is critical thinking, which I believe is applicable to all schools, analytical thought, okay, and curiosity to learn the subject. Once we foster these skills, the core competency skills will come in later. This is what makes student a well-rounded, holistic personality, and this is what gives our students the edge to enter the job market. Yeah. So at the School of Humanities and Liberal Arts, for example, if we take a little back, if we go back into time, let's say 3 decades ago, the Y2K bug was the talk of the time, and Y2K experts were the need of the hour. Yes. But then today, folks don't even remember about it. It's part of history. 12 years ago, you had the cryptocurrency, right? Then you had the rise of the Bitcoin, then the collapse of the Bitcoin. So it's basically very difficult to predict what is the next big job is. But we can certainly equip our students with the skills that are required for what is coming our way.
Absolutely true.
I think so, because this is a very right time to do it, because you see, School of Business is like a mature school, and we try to bring it not just for the students but also for the faculty in terms of their faculty development. What we do is, where I'm coming from, Dr. Satya, Dr. Joshua, and so that in our school and as a university, we believe that we need to create that environment where everybody comes and continues the learning journey, instead of the students coming here and thinking that the faculty would know everything and they would just learn and move on. That is the kind of mold that we want to break. Yes. Like Dr. Satya said, that everything is evolving. So the faculty also cannot know everything, and we create that culture where the faculty also goes for constant learning, faculty internships and faculty development workshop. Interestingly, I would like to share that we also have incorporated the AI into our curriculum and assessment. So we've got an AI assessment policy along with a rubric where from zero AI to full AI, and there's a range, and there are ways to assess that, and we are able to do it because we've seen what the market needs and how we should prepare our students. So we've seen it for a few years. You are just, getting your students out for the first year, and especially for humanities and law, which have just started. And this is, I think, the right time to start. And I would like to know from you, Professor Joshua, that how at the law school you are bringing, the skills to the students.
So, law is tends to be a stable style of education, right? For 100 years, we've taught students to be involved in critical thinking, to be analytical, to be motivated, self-motivated. So we hit some of these skill points, but there are huge weaknesses also in legal education. Technology is one, right? For decades, lawyers have been behind in technology. Oftentimes 10 years behind, and they're just catching up. And I don't think we live in a world where that's okay anymore.
True.
So you look at like recent examples. There was a lawyer in the United States that just got reprimanded by the court for using AI to develop their citations and their document, and they were fake. And I think that's a lack of education. They didn't. I don't think that lawyer knew that. I think they expected them to be sufficient, and they weren't. And they got caught doing it and trying to take a shortcut. So if we're teaching students how to integrate technology into their education program, we're teaching them also how to integrate it into their law practice. And they can use that technology as a shortcut to do some of the tasks that take a lot of time in the legal field. That's great for students. It's great for their education. It's great for their clients. If they can make law practice cheaper for clients, that's good all the way around, I think, and technology can do that.
I think that's great. We are starting here now, and in the next 3, 4, 5 years, technology would have advanced so much. And if the students, while they are at Woxsen, if they are able to understand and the evolving, that's happening with respect to technology,
I believe most of the time that the students these days especially, it's not about only if they have been graduating in any particular degree or platform. It's not that enough. There is a lot of the things that they need to know. Like ethics is something that it's not an option anymore, and it is everything that has to be followed by, adopted by everybody, irrespective of what their particular study or job domains are.
Absolutely.
At the same time, likewise, I can also say as technology, maybe in their own way. The technology also is not an option over there. They should be able to take it as the content. At the same time, for an individual to grow to a greater aspect, leadership skills, they need to represent it in one way or other. They need to understand the ecosystem. They need to drive it over there. And for all these things, an individual to grow much better, critical thinking and problem solving skills are key.
Absolutely.
So that what encompasses each and every aspect of an individual. And being a university for us, I think that is where we'll be able to facilitate almost all of our students to drive not only just their particular career targets and everything up, but their role as an individual on a complete aspect.
Absolutely. So critical thinking, analytical skills, leadership, and teamwork, and interdisciplinary teamwork. And I'm very happy to see these days that the students are coming together across schools. So I see students coming up, our B school students with
the recent one.
Absolutely.
Technology students under the leadership of a
law professor,
solved a problem in that business.
In the business, yeah. So imagine, I think that's a beautiful integration that's happening. I see School of Humanities and B School, Tech and B School. Your BTech students are part of my Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Center of Excellence also, and doing a fabulous job. So I think these are real grounds of how they are learning and what they will be doing in future.
And also, our policies also equally support them in the same direction, such as for our project works, we made them like, you're not limited to work with your friends only, with your class only.
Right.
If there is anybody out there who you see fit or who they want to be part of the program, go for it. So this kind of things is what we are promoting throughout over there, so that what get them open the directories and directions for all aspects.
Right.
And that gives them the holistic picture of it.
Yeah.
I think I can add one point here on how the School of Humanities and Liberal Arts especially, we are moving away from this classical mold that we offer only classical degrees, something to do with philosophy, something to do with ancient Indian thought. No, actually the kind of curriculum that we have developed in the School of Liberal Arts and Humanities particularly is a cutting edge curriculum which has well integrated even AI into its components. So this is what gives our students the edge, not only for the jobs of today, but as well as for those in the future.
One of the things that should be mentioned too is the focus we have on internationalization. So when we think about something like customer service or analytical thinking, when you move between cultures, we think about those things very differently. Me having studied in the US and also worked in India, I see these differences if we're bringing in international professors, if we're bringing in international speakers, and all of the schools here at Woxsen are doing it, it presents a different way of thinking to our students, and they get to experience that right here in India.
Yes, yes. That's where the students has a greater advantage for us. A student coming to Woxsen University, they can literally see the world in here. World in terms of academia, expertise, knowledge, skill set, exposure. All the things is what they'll be able to see the flavors of it.
Not just see, they're actually engaging, experiencing, and that's very important, very, very important. Particularly at the undergrad, where they have a longer time frame in our university. I think they are making the most of these experiences, and they are shining, everywhere that they are going.
I believe in Woxsen University, one of the major highlights is the social internships, which is not just confined to School of Humanities or something, but across the schools, which is giving them the right insights into how important. Absolutely, a sense of responsibility towards the community is what is being fostered through these social internships, and I think this is a big game changer.
Yeah. And that means, we are not just following the regulatory ERS or climate management, climate change courses, but we are actually making them practice these things, which will stay with them.
Thereby we build the individuals not just for companies or white collar jobs, but actually for the society.
Absolutely.
Which can actually impact the society.
And take responsible decisions.
Yes,
that's very important. Great.
One of the skills is lifelong learning. Right?
Yeah.
Because businesses don't want employees to come in and be stable with what they've learned only in college and stop at that point. It involves lifelong learning. So if we're putting that into them at this point through things like you've suggested, that's great. They carry it into the companies, they carry it into the businesses that they're involved in, and it adds a particular level of expertise that continues on through their career.
And the unique aspect, I believe, is the interdisciplinary approach, not just in one school, but across all the schools. I think at the end of the day, this is what actually matters. When they actually go and step into the job market, the interdisciplinary approach is what is going to put our students a step ahead of the rest.
They will be looking forward to learn, irrespective of whether my domain or not.
That is what we need them to prepare, be prepared with. Fantastic.
There is an attitude influence over there, the moment when somebody talks in a cross discipline, they first of all shut themselves up. So that usually has for a normal individuals. I think this cross disciplinary approach will bring that one down, and that gives the good edge for the students.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your thoughts. I think
you made our coffee much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's nice. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.